Hi everyone, it's Thursday and today we're actually going to be working on a variety of number units that we've done this term. So we've covered whole number, multiplication and division and subtraction over this term. So we're just going to be checking how you're going with that now and seeing what we need to work on in term 4. Okay, so remember we have to have our Jamboard for this activity and we're going to go along the arrows to the next page. So place the numbers in order from the lowest to the highest number. Okay, so these are post-it notes that you can move. Now remember, we're going to put it into rows. So keeping all of the same numbers in the same row, and we need to move them so that we put them into our numerical order. So we want to put them from the lowest to the highest. So I've just had a little play around with it, but I'm not putting it in order. I just want to show you how you move them. So basically you just need to click on them, and if you're using a mouse, you'll just hold down to move your numbers. Okay, so keep all of the numbers in the same row that they're in, but just sort them from the lowest to the highest number. Okay, now if you find that really hard even just with one row, then stop. But I think that most of you should be able to sort these in order from 0 to 100 without any problems. Okay, so you're just going to place them into order from the lowest to the highest number. All right, next page. Now you're going to match the numbers to the words by drawing a line. So using our pen tool, we get our pen, we hold down our shift key, and we can make a line to whichever number matches. Okay, so I'll just read through the numbers for you. So we've got 30, 15, 20, 12, and 18, and then you need to match the numbers on the other side, okay? So you should be able to do that without any trouble also. All right, let's move to the next page. So with this one, we're going to partition the numbers into tens and ones. So let's take a look. So we've got 19 equals, and we need to put our answer here. How many tens? So you just need to double click and you can type your answer. So you can take away my writing and put your own answer there, okay? All right, and then we need to see how many tens it has and how many ones it has. Now to help you with this, we've got our hands-on tools so that you can sort it into tens and ones, okay? And you can work out the answers. All right, so we've got the number 19. We want to show how many tens and how many ones this number has, and then we need to write how many tens here and how many tens over here, how many ones over here. Okay, so that's how you complete that task. Okay, and then the next page, we're going to partition the numbers into tens and ones again. This time we've got the number 94, so you can show me using the tens and the ones blocks, and then you can double click and type your answer again. Okay, and that's how you complete that activity. Now this one is find the nearest 10. So I've given you a number line to make it a little bit easier, and remembering our work on finding numbers, the closest number to 10. So what were our rules? We need to look at our numbers. Which numbers do we round up and which numbers do we round down? Remember, if you really struggle with this, you can go and have a look at your videos, because that shows that you need to do a little bit more practice. But you should be able to remember whether we round up or we round down. Remembering that this is your own work, we want to see your work. If you're not sure, that's okay. Then we know that we need to work on this a little bit more. All right, so the first number is 12, and we need to write on this post-it note what we round it to. Do we round it up or do we round it down? So what is the nearest 10 to 12 going to be? So remember our tens, we've got 10, 20, and 30. So we're going to be rounding it up or down to one of these numbers, depending on the number. All right, so 18 equals what? So which one do we round 18 to? Do we round it up or down? So you need to write 10, 20, or 30 as your answer. Or it might even be 0. Okay, and then again, we're going to round our number up or down, 10, 20, or 30. All right, and then 25, what do we round it to? Do we round it up or down? And you need to write your number in there. And 21, do we round it up or down? And write your answer there. Okay, next page. So this time we're going to use the bridging to 10 strategy to solve the subtraction number sentences. Okay, so again, we've got our number line to help us, and we've got two different number sentences. So we've got 18 minus 9 equals, and 24 minus 8. So I want you to try and use the bridging strategy. So you might actually choose to do the first go. You might choose to use a red marker on the number line to help you. So you are going to be remembering using those rounding our numbers skills so that we can go to the nearest 10. Okay, so going back to 10 when we're bridging for subtraction. Okay, so we can do that. And then when you've done the first one and you've written your answer using the pen, then you can change. You might want to change to green, and then you can answer the bottom one using a different color, and you can mark it on here as well. So then that way we can see what your strategies that you're using, and if you understand the strategy of bridging back to 10. All right, next page. Solve the subtraction number sentences using the split strategy. Okay, so the number sentence is 34 minus 13 equals. Okay, so remember what we have to do. We need to split the number into our tens and our ones, and we subtract our tens and we subtract our ones. And then what do we have to do at the end? Can you remember? We have to add them together. Okay, just a little hint there. But I think you guys can do it. If you remember back to when we did it a couple of weeks ago, I think you guys can do it really well. Okay, so good luck with that. Okay, and then another one just to practice. So solve the subtraction number sentence using the split strategy. So the same thing. And I really want you to use your strategies and show me your work. So I know that some of you might be able to count back, which is excellent, a great strategy. But because it's a bigger number, we've got to subtract 15. We want to see if we can use a different strategy, and we're practicing that splitting the numbers into tens and ones. Okay. Again, if you need to on your Jamboard, it's really good. You can go back. You could use your tens, write your number sentence on a piece of paper, and then you could go back to the Jamboard and practice and see if you could work it out using the tens and ones that way, if it makes it a little bit easier for you. Okay, and next one. Use the think board to sort the collection of counters. Okay, so we've got a certain number of counters, and you have to work out how many counters there are, and once you've done that, you can place them into equal groups. Now, there is only enough counters for you to use them. So you actually can move these counters and make equal groups. But once you've done that, you need to, you'll have to use a pen to complete the other tasks. Otherwise, we'd have too many counters on the board, okay? So when you do move them, just be mindful that you press it with the arrow and you hold it down. Sometimes it likes to go for a bit of a twist and a twirl, and it might even change the size. So just try and make sure that you've got your arrow and click on it that way. That'll make it easier to move. Okay, so remembering our think board, we've got our equal groups. We place it in rows and columns, which is an array. We write it as repeated addition, and then we write it as a different number sentence. So multiplication would be fantastic for you to use here. You can do more than one. I want to know everything you know about this number and how you can sort it into equal groups and use multiplication and addition. All right. So that is your Jamboard for Thursday, all finished. I hope that you do really well with this. I'm really looking forward to seeing the results. Bye.